Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Kuodifi channel once again. So here in the last class we saw the loops, okay, and today it is a continuation of your loops, which is going to be your sequencing with loops. So in order to explain that, under course A, I'm going to take the fifth activity of loops with Laurel section, okay. So let's get into the activity now. If you see this, so he is Laurel actually, and he needs to go and pick the treasure. Okay, see, they have defined the goal here. So he has to collect totally 5 treasure, and still we have not started anything yet. So it is giving the number as 0. So usually, how do we give the code? Okay, we used to move him towards the right. Okay, since it is right means it is east. So I am snapping the east. Then it is getting the treasure. Okay, so I'm giving the get treasure command. So now I will step it and show you how it is working. So he has went east and then he collected one treasure. But still he has completed only one thing. The remaining 4 are there. So first we need to check the pattern. Okay. So see here, first he is going east and then getting the treasure. Is the same thing is going to continue? Yes, it is east and then getting treasure, again east and then getting treasure, then east getting treasure. So it is the same pattern which is going to continue. Okay, no difference is there. So what I'm doing, I'm keeping this sequence aside, I'm fixing the loop and I'm putting my sequence inside, and how many times I need to repeat it, I have to fix it over here. Since it is 5 times, it is already there. Okay, now if you see, east is a individual command, get treasure is an individual command. Together it is called a sequence. So this sequence, after finding it out, what I did, I am presenting inside the loops. So this is called as sequencing with loops. Now let me run and show you whether it is working. And you can also see the workspace. So they have given only 4 blocks we need to use. All right. So we have covered all the 4 blocks and we have only used the only one yeast command as per it is said in the instruction box. Okay. Now let me run and show you. Okay. So see the goal. So it is accomplished as of now. Got it? In order to practice sequencing with loops, I have taken another activity from course B. Okay, from the section drawing gardens with loops, and this is the 7th activity here. So if you see this is from artist lab actually. They have already given us the code. So there are some steps. Okay, the artist needs to draw the lines over the steps which are already given here. So the sequence is already given here. If you see this, the artist needs to go north first and then towards the east. This is the sequence. Okay, now let us see how to complete it. Okay, so you need to count how many steps are there. Totally there are 5. So the same sequence is going to repeat or not, we need to check. It is the same sequence, so I'm putting it inside, and instead of this question mark I'm changing it to the number 5. So the main thing what you have to notice here is you have to find the sequence rightly after seeing the puzzle, and then you need to check how many times you need to repeat the same sequence, or if there is a break in between or anywhere else there is a change instead of the same sequence, any changes are there. So these things you need to check out. So correctly if you find out the sequence, then you can easily loop it. Okay, this is how you need to loop your sequence. Got it? Now I'll click run and show you whether it is getting accomplished or not. You can see that it gets executed very well. All right? Yes. Now I have taken the previous activity what we did in our first class. Okay, first class you would have made a square, okay, using normal commands. Now you can see how to simplify that. Okay, now we have come across so many things after that, and now we have learned how to sequence with a loop. Okay, now we can see how to minimize it and how to simplify that of making a square. So for making a square, normally what we used to do, we used to give the commands, okay, move forward by these many pixels and then turn right by these many degrees. So I have told what is pixel and what is degree in my first video itself. If you want, you can watch that. All right. So here it is again going to be 60 pixels, and again it is going to be turn right by 90 degrees. All right. So the same steps are going to repeat. All right, for completing a square. So now you can see that move forward is one step and turn right is another step. So since it is a square, how many times it is going to repeat? All the sides of a square are equal first of all. So it is the same length and same angle it is going to be. Okay, no change in that. First, we have to note down that sequence, and then we need to check how many times it is going to repeat. The same process is going to repeat for 4 times, because if he move forward for one time, then it is 60 pixels, then he has to turn right. The same process he needs to do for another 3 times, which is 4. So what we need to do, you can keep aside these commands, go to your loop section, take your repeat and fix it, and put your move forward and turn right inside the repeat, and how many times we want it, we can write it out. So you can see that the square is already made. So instead of those commands what we gave in your first class, okay, I think it would be more than 8 commands or 9 commands. The coding will be little bit lengthy, and also the coding time, it will take some lot of time. The efficiency is little bit low. Now if you see, within 3 commands we have completed the whole square. So this is the usage of your loop sequence. Got it? Now let us see a short recap of what we saw in today's class. So today we saw sequencing with loops. Okay, in order to do the sequencing with loops, first of all, in the puzzle, we need to find the pattern of the sequences. Okay, we have to check whether it is repeating, and then we need to find the right pattern. Okay, so whether it is the right, or if there is any break in between, or any changes in directions are there. Okay, like that you need to find the pattern, and then you can place it inside the repeat command, and how many times you wanted to repeat, you can write over the number over there. Got it? This is how you do the sequencing with loops. Got it?